Today, we are going to learn how you can convert one unit of weight to another. Mark made pasta for his family using ingredients shown. How many 9-ounce servings did Mark make? Well, in order to do this lesson, you need to understand that weight is how heavy an object is, and units of weight can be measured in ounces, pounds, and tons. There are 16 ounces in 1 pound, and there are 2,000 pounds in a ton. If we look and see what he has 1 pound of pasta, he has 14 ounces of tomato sauce, and 1.5 pounds of meatballs. Since we have a variety of pounds and ounces, we have to convert everything into the same unit. So since ounces is the smallest, we are going to convert all of our pounds into ounces. And then we can add together to see how much he has. So to convert the weight of the pasta and the meatballs to ounces, we have to multiply each weight by 16. So if we have 1 pound of pasta, that would be 16 ounces. And then if we have 1.5 pounds of meatballs, that is 1 times 16 and a half times 16. Or you could do it our way that we have been working on, and you can convert 1.5 to, I'm just going to do it over here, 1.5, you do 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3 over 2 times 16 over 1. And then if we multiply that together, we would get 48 over 2, and then you can just divide and you would end up with 24, or 48 divided by 2, which is 24. So now we can add together everything that he has. So he has 16 ounces for the pasta, 24 ounces for the meatballs, and then 14 ounces of tomato sauce for a total of 54 ounces. So the weight of all the ingredients is 54 ounces. Now we're going to go back to the original question. The original question asked, how many 9-ounce servings did Mark make? So now we have to take our total and divide it by 9. And 54 divided by 9 equals S, and S equals 6. So Mark made 6 9-ounce servings. Now let's go down to the convince me. It says, how do you convert a larger unit of weight to a smaller unit of weight? Well, we know from our notes, if we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, all we need to do is multiply. And if we're going the opposite way, if we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, then we need to divide. In 4th grade, you will just be multiplying and going from larger units to smaller units. But in 5th grade, you're going to have to do both of them. Do you understand? Would it make sense to describe the total weight of Mark's dinner in tons? Why or why not? Well, the answer to that is a big no. We would not describe the answer in tons because a ton is 2,000 pounds. And the weight of Mark's dinner is only 54 ounces, which is way less than 2,000 pounds. So since 54 ounces is less than 1 ton, it would not make sense to describe Mark's dinner in tons. All right, let's do numbers 2 through 4. So we're just going to convert each weight into pounds or ounces. And since we're always going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, we're going to multiply. You only have to remember that there are 16 ounces in a pound and 2,000 pounds in a ton. So this lesson should be a little bit easier than the last few. All right, let's look at number 2. We want to convert 9 tons into pounds. Well, we know that there are 2,000 pounds in a ton, so you just need to multiply 2,000 times 9. And 2 times 9 is 18. And then just put your 3 zeros. And this right here is an 8. All right, number 3. We have 3.5 pounds to how many ounces? Well, we have to figure out how many ounces are in a pound, which is 16. So we need to multiply 3 1/2 times 16/1. You can multiply across 7 times 16 and then divide by 2, or you can use the trick that we've been working on. And since 2 is a factor of 16, we can cross those off, and 2 goes into itself once, and 2 goes into 16 8 times. So now we can just multiply across, and we get 56. If you are not comfortable doing it that way, you could multiply 16 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. Regroup your 4. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. And then you could divide 2 into 112, which would just be an extra step. But you would get the same answer, which is 56. All right. And then last, we have, if we have 17 pounds, how many ounces is that? Once again, we're just going to multiply. There are 16 ounces in a pound, so we're going to multiply 16 times 17. And don't forget how to do two-step problems. I'm going to go back and label these just so we have them in our notes. All right, so you're going to first multiply the ones place by the ones place. So 7 times 6 is 42. Put your 2, regroup your 4. Then you're going to multiply your tens place. So 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 would be 11. Now we're going to do the two things we have to do before we can multiply the tens on the bottom. We're going to erase what we regrouped. That would be a highlighter, not an eraser. And then we are going to add a 0. And now we can multiply our tens place. We're going to multiply 6 times 1, which is 6. And then 1 is 1. And then we're going to add them together. And we're going to end up with 172 ounces. I will go over that so it's easier to see. Okay, so now you're going to do problems 5 through 14 and then come see me.